The goal of a malicious mother is to drive a wedge between the bond of the child and the father, period. The malicious mother will stop at nothing to separate all memories, feelings, and past attachment that the child had with their father, period. They can stop at nothing until that is done. This week I spent time working on church pews, and I drove a wedge between the boards, as you see here. And this analogy, this is some sawdust and shreds left. I'm converting the church pews to boards to use for baseboard and crown, one of the projects I'm getting into. And in doing so, I was reminded that the people of the church were some of the main wedges used to separate my children from me. They were very passionate about saving and protecting my children who did not need protection. No one stepped in to ask, what's going on here? What has this father done? And the wedge that they use is to use government officials, police, anyone they can to drive in memories into the child of pain and suffering and harm that never took place. The ultimate goal is to make the father feared. And there will be a whole supporting cast and willing entourage around a malicious mother to help hype up and heighten the fear in the child and make the child want to disassociate with their father. Driving a wedge is not enough. The ultimate goal would be to burn any memory and to destroy the character of the father in the eyes of the children, and to make the child the result is the child would even separate themselves from themselves. It splinters the child, because the child doesn't have any recollection of any harm or danger done by their father. But until they do, they cannot be in good company with a malicious mother. So they have learned that they receive kudos and good points and stay in the favor of the malicious mother and her entourage as long as they are willing to do things that belittle and destroy the ability of the father to parent. And I want to introduce you to some of the wedges by name who have never had a conversation with me, have never had any interaction with me and my children, but were willing to come in and save them. Saving children that do not need to be saved is called kidnapping. And they are able to do this because they move in shadows and they move by darkness. And we want to shine the light on those individuals willing to drive a wedge between my child and myself, but the same individuals want the support of their own father. The same individuals would never harm or abuse or mentally abuse their own children and wouldn't stand for it. But man, are they energized to come after someone else and abuse their child with this kind of mental pressure. And there's no support for a father or a child trying to escape parental alienation syndrome. There will be no one in your corner. And until the separation is complete, many fathers and children are suffering alone. So we want to shine some light on that. I'm a survivor of parental alienation, because there are many fathers who took a different route, who took things into their own hands or gave up in some kind of way. But I'm fighting for the reconciliation with my children. I have no idea at what age that will be. It's almost 4 years now that they've been driving this Wedge. One of my children is beginning to reach out and she wants to restore that bond. And when she does that, they begin to drive a wedge between her and the other children, asking her, why do you want to see your father? Why do you need a father? I didn't have a father. You don't need one either. And just to confuse the child. Where's the Amber Alert for the ongoing child abuse and kidnapping of a child's mind?